Hey, here we go, guys. Back again, Sunday session. So today's is going to be something different. I'm not doing a beer review on this one. I'm actually going to do. I'll just adjust that camera. I'm actually going to do one of my meads. So the Habanero mead. Had some really good feedback with the Reaper one. It's stupidly hot. I can't stomach more than 30 mils at a time with that. It's been going into some of my stouts. Spicing those works really well in a stout with a really good mouthfeel, flavour profile, dark coffee, chocolate, caramel. Would probably go really well with the Powder Day by Nomad Brewing, but I'm going to be trying to brew that one very soon. I've had a couple of requests. One in particular was Dad, who I spent the Lantern Bolo Beer Festival with. He's quite keen on for me to give that one a go, and so I'm researching recipes at the moment. I'm changed a lot of things over the time. I've got about 5 or 6 recipes there. I'm just going to tune it. Hopefully pick some brains. I'm trying to get through to Nomad and see if we can get some sort of insight into I don't want numbers, I just want sort of the ingredients that we used, and then I can play around with it. So it might take a fair few brews. There's a lot of that going on at the moment, experimenting and wanting to get certain beers spot on. I am currently doing I think it's going to take about 3 goes, is the It'll Be Rude Not to Counterculture by Stone and Wood. That stout, French toast stout, pastry stout was really, really nice. Quite enjoyed that. The hype died off really quick. I think the stock didn't go as far. There's probably some still out there. The other one is the Nomad Sticky Handshake that I'd like to give a go as well. I have done a few of the infused type stouts and stuff, so I'm probably really close to hitting some of those on the mark. Not going to be spot on, but I think I'll be pretty close and enough to keep people happy. So I think the Reaper Mead is something that I'm going to have to blend with whatever else I'm sort of consuming at the time. But today's is the Habanero mead. So I started off with about 9 litres in a Cooper's small batch craft beer fermenter. To that I added 2.5 kilos of honey. The honey it was sourced from a fellow we know that comes through my wife's work. He has a property up at Bulladila. He has people using his property to produce honey, to keep the hives and stuff on. So they leave him buckets of honey. So I'm not sure whether I've mentioned this when I've done the originally when I started brewing it, whether I've done a YouTube video or it was just through Hop Editions at the Hop Cartel podcast. So we got the honey. I come across a clearance of Black Queen plum nectar. So it was quite thick and very sort of gluggy type nectary sort of puree, I guess you could call it. I guess it was like a puree, and it was probably just like a 300 ml bottle of puree, refrigerated, fresh, sort of on clearance because it was near its end date from Coles. I then I used that in it, so it was a very, very experimental brew. The honey, a bit of extra dextrose, a tannin tea, some raisins, the puree, the Black Queen plum puree, and obviously the habanero chilies. And so all that went into that barrel. I then split the batch because it was sort of starting to finish off, and I wanted to maybe add some cocoa nibs or something, and try and split the batch and make it, because it was quite a large batch. Try and make something, split it up, make 2 different types of mead. So 5 litres of it is still going, still fermenting. It's this, you can see the CO2 is it's just going. The other half, well, the other 3 or 4 litres I left on the chilies and the cake, the yeast cake and the byproducts of the mead. Lease, I think they call it in America. Probably still call it lease here if you're a mead maker. And it got left as well, but it stopped. It had finished up. There was no more carbonation or no more fermentation going with that. It's not active at all. Give it a little bit of a shake every now and then, but the fact that it started to clear up on its own without being cold crashed or sort of the temperature being changed, everything sort of dropped out and was quite clear sitting in the fermenter. So I thought I was probably ready. Went into bottles, but I degassed when it went into bottles, and it did definitely finish up, where the other one's still going. So I don't understand whether that got an infection. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I've removed the cork a couple of times to have a whiff. It smells fine, but I think that's going to be a little bit more mellow because it hasn't sat on that chili and the rest of the stuff for the remainder of the time. So funny that you decant it or run it off into another vessel, and the one that's been run off, it's not got sort of anything sitting in it, hasn't got any sort of product there for it to continue to keep brewing. It strangely kept going, and the other one that sat on all the crap and whatever else bombed out. So anyway, you can't really see the clarity in that bottle because it's a frosted bottle. Smells of honey and obviously habanero, very nice. Give you an idea of the clarity. Cleared up really well, and honey and habanero chilies. So I did get a couple of bottles out of that. There's a Kraken spice rum bottle that I got from it. That's just over a litre there, I think. You can see the clarity there. You can pretty much see my face through that. See my eye. Really cleared up really nicely. So, cheers. Goes great on ice. Just to chill it. Probably should have it in the fridge, but I've got that there on my display cabinet, up there with the Reaper Mead. It's stupidly hot. Reaper Mead, as I mentioned, good for the stouts, good for winter. I'm going to be taking 1 litre bottle of it with me to Bathurst, sit around the fire. That'll be my nightcaps of the night. Turned out really well. So for those who are brewers, haven't tried making mead yet, I'll probably do a instructional again. I'm pretty sure I put up an instruction when I was doing the Reaper one. I want to do a step by step, like to the point. I've got everything laid out. The camera's sort of in front of me, and yeah, you can see everything that's going on, and go down that path with the instructional video, because this one turned out really well, and I'll source that plum nectar again because I think it went really well in this one. I think I was just lucky. It was experimental. I think I was just lucky to nail it on the head. Not bad at all. Nice amount of heat. A little bit on the throat, lots in the mouth, on the lips, nice and tingly, and taste of fortified wine, but more like a fermented honey than a fortified wine. Cheers.